So again, here's a different one now. I said this was the trickier. When you have and in the sufficient, it gets a bit more complicated to diagram, a bit more complicated to lay out. This is saying that if you have both x and y, then you will lack z. So the rule is activated when you've got both of them. Having x alone wouldn't tell you about z, and having y alone also wouldn't tell you about not z. It's when you have both that this rule comes into play, when the arrow is activated and we can infer not z. Anybody have thoughts on what the contrapositive of this would be?
Z requires not X or Y for this sentence.
Perfect. So Z requires not X or not Y. So Harry typed it. Z requires not X and not Y. I see Winnie also got it. Perfect. Yeah, so Z requires not X or not Y. Weird. Doesn't really flow off the tongue very smoothly. Hard to really think about it conceptually, but that's what it is. So you have those two things together. It guarantees not Z. Meaning if you had Z, then you must have lacked at least one of the two. Maybe you lack both because or is inclusive, but Z requires that you lack at least one of the two. And you think about it, there are plenty of things out there where if you have each one alone might not be enough to guarantee something, but two of them together would be sufficient to guarantee it. Like maybe there are 3 potential meals you could eat a day, and having 2 of them means you don't need the third one. So maybe you skip breakfast, you have both lunch and dinner. So lunch and dinner together are sufficient to mean you don't eat breakfast. Meaning if you had breakfast, then you must have lacked at least one of lunch or dinner. So here it is. Again, I'm laying it out. We're reversing the variables around the arrow. So not Z was at the end. Now it's at the beginning. X and Y were at the beginning. Now they're at the end. Negating now. Not Z becomes positive Z. X becomes negative X. Y becomes negative Y. And of course, and becomes or. Important to do that step as well in order to maintain equivalent meaning. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.